Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for self-care through mindfulness and yoga. My name is Julie Vastine, and I direct Dickinson College's Alliance for Aquatic Resource Monitoring.
And I am Dr. Megan Nesbitt. I'm one of the staff psychologists at the Dickinson College Wellness Center.
In the next 75 minutes, we're going to take you through a full mindfulness experience. We're going to get started with our introductions, move to guided breath work, some gentle movements, and a yoga flow, and then we'll close with a meditation and relaxation. So to help support yourselves during this wonderful mindfulness workshop, it's good to have a couple of different props handy. So for the yoga flow, for example, you don't need a rubber mat. You can wear some tennis shoes with a nice rubber sole. It's also really nice to have some props nearby that might help support you in some of the different seated positions and or the movements that we do with yoga. So one of the things you'll notice on my space is I have a folded blanket and then I have some blocks. You can always use a dictionary or a thick book instead of a block. And also having like a scarf nearby can help also with some of the movements that we do.
So in terms of the breath work and some of the guided visualization, relaxation work that I will do, you can really do that anywhere, and that's one of the wonderful things about it, and that we wanted you to try to think about in terms of incorporating to more daily practice. Anywhere you can have a seat, even if you would want to sort of stand upright and do it in that way. You can lie down, you can put a cushion down, a pillow, whatever feels most comfortable for you. The most important thing is that you are able to sit upright so that you can really get a full deep breath. And also if you're lying down, that you can sort of keep your torso long and straight so you can enable that full deep breath. So before we actually do get started, I wanted to put up this slide here, which has our emails and the Wellness Center webpage so that you can get connected to some more additional resources and workshops and discussion groups and things like that. And also, it lists our regular ongoing classes, our individual classes, so you can look for those on Engaged and sign up or just click through at the appropriate time. And we'll put this slide back up at the end of the workshop so that you can see it again. All right. So with that, we will get started with the workshop itself. So I'd like you to get into a comfortable position. As I said, that could be really anywhere. The most important thing is that you need to be able to breathe deeply down into your belly. We're going to start with some of those slow, deep breaths. They're called belly breaths or diaphragmatic breathing. And then I'm gonna provide some thoughts as I'm doing the breathing for things that might help you. We'll use different sensory grounding that can help you keep your attention on your breathing. So it can help to put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And if you hear any background noise, just remember that part of what we're doing is tuning that out. This is what we're doing is to focus in on our body and on our breathing. All the extraneous cues from outside, we can notice them, but then let them go and refocus our attention on our breath. Let's take a deep breath in. Just breathe in. There's no particular way for this, but just notice where your breath comes in. Feel your chest rise under your hand. Feel your belly rise under your other hand. And as you exhale, try to slow your exhale by breathing out with your lips, just as though you're whistling. And when you get to the bottom of that exhale, try to press the air out using the muscles in your belly. We'll keep breathing like that for a couple of breaths. You can keep your eyes open, you can close them, you can focus on a particular point in the room, whatever works for you. And one of the goals in breathing out fully and pressing that air out at the bottom of the exhale is that can help us to be able to breathe in more deeply, to inhale more air, to increase the exchange, and to slow our breathing. And these actions signal the body and the brain that this is a moment in which it's okay to relax. It helps bring online the parasympathetic nervous response, otherwise called the rest and relax system. Where our sympathetic response is that fight, flight, or freeze, we want to try to bring online our rest and relax system. So we're going to keep breathing. Sometimes people find it helpful to count as you breathe. So you count up as you breathe in and pause. And then count up again as you exhale. Trying to breathe out just 1 or 2 seconds longer than you breathed in. And this counting can give another focus point for your attention. So not only are you attending to your breath, you're counting. There's a sort of audio component, another place where your attention can be, and that can help with any distractions. It can bring your attention back. It becomes a little easier to focus. Sometimes it can help to have something playing in the background, the sound of water flowing, the sound of rain. Sometimes it can help to have some sort of a smell. You burn a candle, or you have a bit of lavender, some essential oils, even your favorite moisturizer. If you've put that on your hands right before starting, that scent can be another thing that helps focus your attention. And if it's something you regularly do, it becomes associated with this state of relaxation. And follow your breath in and then slowly exhale. We're getting even more comfortable as we settle in, and our breath is expanding through our bodies. We're feeling ourselves slow down. This is your time, just for you. Any thoughts that may be arising, it's okay to notice them, but we're going to let them go. Set them aside. Let them drift away from you as you exhale, just as though they're leaves going by on the surface of a stream until they're out of sight. With your next breath in, imagine that you're pulling in a sense of warmth and feel your lungs expanding with this sense of warmth and calm and relaxation, almost as though you're breathing in sunlight. You can feel it expanding in your lungs. And we're going to start to let every part of our body relax. Breathing in that sense of warmth. We're going to breathe that all the way down to our feet. Imagine that you can feel that warmth in your toes and the soles of your feet. We're focusing our attention on our feet, feeling that warmth expand as we breathe in. And as you exhale, imagine that you're attaching any tension, any muscle tension, any worries to that exhale, and it is exiting your body, leaving your mind, and moving away from you. And now with the next breath, we're going to move our attention up to our ankles. We're breathing in that sense of warmth, of calm. The sunlight is traveling up through our calves. And we can feel the muscles begin to unwind. They're relaxing. We're attaching any muscle tension to our exhale. We're letting that go. We're feeling the muscles grow more relaxed, the tension let go. And with the next inhale, breathing in deeply, imagining that warmth, that oxygen, that flow traveling down into your knees. And feel your knees letting go. Your body is feeling lighter, even while it's more settled into position, more relaxed in your muscles. And now moving on up into our thighs. Feel that warmth, feel it expanding. You're breathing in that sense of sunlight. It's warming your muscles. You feel your body begin to relax. There's this feeling of lightness. You're letting go of that tension. It's leaving your body. And continuing to move up into our hips. Feel yourself settling even more deeply into wherever you're sitting. If there's a cushion, you notice how it's supporting you. If you're sitting on the floor or lying down, you can feel your hips grounding themselves even more. You feel the tension draining away. Your body is letting that go. With each breath in, you're feeling more and more relaxed. Now this next breath, we're going to refocus our attention, breathing in deeply into our lungs. You can feel it traveling all the way down into your belly. We're going to feel that now expanding down through our arms and out to the tips of your fingers. You can keep your hands on your chest and your belly, or you can let them drop to a comfortable position. I want you to imagine that you're holding that sunlight in the palm of your hands. You can feel it in your fingertips. You feel the warmth in the palm of your hands. Your fingers are relaxed. In whatever position your hands are the most relaxed and comfortable. And as you exhale again, feeling that tension unwind. It's like a rope coiled, and you can feel it relaxing. The knots are uncoiling, and the tension is leaving your body. With your next breath in, again, we're pulling in that sense of warmth and light, relaxation and calm. We're feeling that travel up through our arms, focusing on our forearms, letting those muscles relax. You feel your arms down by your side. They feel warm, they feel light. The muscles letting go. And then continuing up into your elbows, through into your upper arms. You can feel those muscles unwinding. Let your arms feel warm and loose and relaxed. And as you exhale, letting go even further of tension, of worries, of any concern. And now moving on into our shoulders and across the back of our neck, a place where we often hold a lot of this tension. You might even move your shoulders just a little bit, kind of stretch your neck a bit. And then we're going to focus that warmth. Breathing in, feeling the sunlight spread, sense of calm, tension letting go as you begin to exhale. We can feel those muscles in our shoulders letting go. Their muscles are unwinding, our bodies are relaxing. Into the seats, we're feeling very comfortable. We're going to breathe in deeply. The sunlight is expanding through our chest, down through our belly, up through our neck and into the top of your head. You can imagine that it's sunlight flowing through every part of your body, every cell, every muscle. You're breathing in that sense of expansive relaxation, calm. Your body is feeling centered and grounded. You feel relaxed and open. Your breath is flowing. You feel slowed down, and the tension continues to drain away. We're letting our attention be on our bodies, on our breath. If there are thoughts that come up, we can use the counting, the sound of my voice to refocus our attention. And now our bodies are prepared for moving in to our body work, to our gentle movement. We're gonna spend just a couple more breaths in this state before we transition. And now whenever you're ready, if you had your eyes closed, it may help in this moment to get to a place where you're comfortable and can open your eyes and be able to see and watch some of the movement as you get started. And Julie transitions us to the next step.
That was incredible, Megan. Thank you so much. Well, now that Megan has us nice and grounded, we're going to start to move into some gentle movements. So to get started, we're going to start in a seated position, and our legs are going to be extended out in front. So I'm going to keep a folded blanket here to help support my spine, so it can be tall and long and supported. Coming to the edge of that blanket, extending your legs out in front, begin to point and flex your feet. Engaging the sensation in the top of your legs as well as the back of your legs. Breathing in and breathing out. Bringing that motion to a pause. Sits bones rooted down, spine nice and tall. Begin to circle your ankles. Pause and reverse that direction, embracing those snap, crackle, and pops that are happening as air leaves your joints. And then bring that to a close and thud the back of your legs against the floor, shaking them out, generating some heat. And if you wish, you can go ahead and pound out your muscles. Breathing in and breathing out. Bringing that motion to a close, draw your legs into a gentle straddle position. And when you land, again, you're going to root your sits bones down and you're going to reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling, and your feet are going to start nice and flexed. And begin to pulse out through your heels so that you're lengthening through one leg at a time, really activating your hamstrings. Breathing in and breathing out. Bringing that motion to a pause, spine nice and tall, take a breath in, and with your exhale, reach your left fingers for left toes. Inhale through your center line, and then exhale, right fingers to right toes. Bringing in a nice gentle movement from side to side as you deepen the sensation in the back of your legs and building that movement through your hips. Breathing in and breathing out. Bringing that motion to a pause, spine nice and tall. Draw your arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. Drawing your hands in towards your hips. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. Breathing in and out as you deepen that sensation in your legs and starting to build movement through your spine. The next time your hands land out in front, hold there. Heart is shining in the direction of your fingertips, and this is where those blocks or books could be handy. Resting your hands on them, activating through this stretch. Another breath in. out, and then walk your hands in towards your hips and draw your legs into a gentle cross-leg position. And you'll notice that I'm still sitting on a blanket here. Rooting your sits bones down, lift through your spine, shining the crown of your head towards the ceiling. With your next inhale, wrap your arms around an imaginary beach ball. Taking a breath in, and with your exhale, reach the center of your back away from your fingertips. And then inhale, draw your hands and heart towards each other. Yeah, as Megan mentioned before, we hold a lot of tension in our shoulders and our neck, and doing this version of what's called cat and cow can start to open through that area. We'll move through another round. And the next time your heart and your hands are towards each other, draw your spine vertical and lower your hands at your knees. Hinging your torso over your legs, begin to circle in your hips. You might start off slow, checking out the sensation at every angle in your circumference. And then find the pace and size of circle that works for you. Breathing in and breathing out. Pause and reverse. This side might feel similar, or it might feel a little different than the first. The next time your torso is hinged over your legs, hold there, rooting your sits bones back and shining out through the crown of your head. Spine is long and activated. Another breath in, out, and then gently press your hands in towards your legs, lifting your torso, and reverse the direction of your cross legs. We always tend to sit in one way, so it's good to switch it up occasionally. Rooting down, spine nice and tall, reaching the crown of your head towards the ceiling. With your next in-breath, draw your hands up overhead, and then gently turn to the left, lowering your hands down. Inhale, draw your arms up overhead. Exhale, gently twist to the right, lowering your hands down. We're gonna move through these gentle twists, breathing in and out, not going too deep too soon. We're still warming up our spine. We can hold a lot of energy in between our vertebrae, so being able to do some gentle twists and movements is a great way of releasing that energy. The next time your arms are up overhead, reach your fingertips towards the ceiling, stretch. Exhale, lower your hands at your knees. Drawing your knees so that they're bent, pointing up towards the ceiling. We're first gonna drop our left knee, and then we're gonna act as if our legs are as a book, and we're gonna close our book with our right knee. Inhale, open your book with your right knee, and then close it with your left. Moving back and forth, breathing in and out. In my yoga training, we were told that we hold emotional energy in our hips, so it's good to open through that from time to time. The next time your knees are connected over to the right, join them and then begin to windshield wiper your knees. Your feet can be nice and wide, or they can be together, seeing what works for you here. Breathing in and out. And then the next time your knees are over to the left, pause there, and we're gonna swivel on our rear, coming into what's referred to as a tabletop position. And this is where having a blanket underneath of your knees might feel really nice. As you're setting up in tabletop, your knees are gonna be underneath of your hips, and your wrists are gonna be underneath of your shoulders. Spine long, creating a table with your body. Take a deep breath in, and with your exhale, reach the center of your spine up towards the ceiling, dropping your neck and head. Inhale, shine your heart forward. Moving back and forth, we're returning to that cat and cow motion. And if there's a spot that feels extra yummy and you'd like to explore that further, go ahead and hold it for another round of breath or two. Breathing in and out. The next time you find yourself in cow with your heart shining forward, draw your table neutral. And then draw your left toes behind you and begin to pulse through your heel, drawing your heel down towards the floor, extending through the back of your leg. And then bring that motion to a pause, and you're going to draw your left knee through your center line, and you're going to step it forward. Now, if you have short arms like me, having a block underneath of your hands or a book might feel nice. It raises the floor up to you. We're going to hold here in a knee down lunge, and you're going to check in with your alignment, knee above your ankle here. And then with your next exhale, draw your hips back and your toes up towards the ceiling. This is runner stretch, and it's a beautiful hamstring stretch. With your next in-breath, draw your knee forward over your ankle, knee down lunge. Exhale, move back to that runner stretch. Moving back and forth, breathing in and breathing out. The next time you find yourself in your knee down lunge, pause there, activate through your core and draw your knee back, and we're going to land in that tabletop position and move through one round of cat and cow. Drawing your table neutral, extend your right toes back this time and pulse your heel down, opening through the back of your leg. And if there's anything I guide you through that doesn't feel good to you, feel free to modify. Always practice at your own ability and comfort. Activate your core and draw your right knee through your center line and step your foot forward, landing in your knee down lunge and finding the position that works for you here. Hands on blocks or not. Take a breath in, and with your next exhale, draw your hips back and toes up towards the ceiling. Breathing in and breathing out. Seeing how your hamstring feels on the right side in comparison to the left. With your next in-breath, walk forward, knee down lunge. Exhale, runner stretch. Moving back and forth and building heat and flexibility, breathing in and breathing out. The next time you land in your knee down lunge, hold there, activate through your core as you draw your foot back, landing in a tabletop position, and another round of cat and cow. Drawing your table neutral, there's a couple of ways we're going to make our way up to a standing position. So if you have low back sensitivity, you might want to rock back onto your heels, draw your toes under, and then push up to standing. Or from tabletop, you can rotate your fingertips out to the sides, curl your toes under, take a breath in, and with your exhale, draw your hips back so your spine's long, and then open through your legs. This is referred to as down dog, and you can pedal your heels and continue to open through the back of your legs. And then you're going to walk your feet towards your hands or your hands towards your feet. Landing in a forward fold. Inhale, draw your hands to your shins, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then if your back allows, walk your hands up the front of your legs and pause when your torso is level to the floor. This is activating through the back of your legs, reaching your hips away from the crown of your head. And then continue walking your hands up so that you land in a standing position, and go ahead and shake it out. Breathing in and breathing out. From here, we're going to pause with our feet one shoulder width apart. And as we're landing here, begin to rock back and forth till you find that point where you feel nice and level. And then root that into the floor. And then we're going to draw a lengthening energy up through your feet, your knees, and we're going to pause at your hips. Go ahead and draw your hands to your hips. And rock your hips back and forth until you find pelvic neutral. Nice and level through your hips. Press down on your hips and reach the crown of your head away from your touch. And then open your palms out to the sides, 45 degrees away from your body. Inhale, find length in your body. Exhale, you're connecting to what is referred to as mountain pose or Tadasana in Sanskrit. Breathing in, finding length. Breathing out, connecting to your foundation. With your next in-breath, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, circle them down at your sides. Inhale, open up overhead. Exhale, circle down. We're connecting in with your sun breath, creating a sun with your arms in a circular motion. And the cool thing about sun breath is you can make it a full body experience, a partial body experience. See what you need. Breathing in and breathing out. The next time your hands are up overhead, hold there. Root your heels down, reaching your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Tall Tadasana, mountain pose. Another breath in, and with your exhale, lower your hands at your sides. And go ahead and wiggle that out. Widening your stance so that your feet are 1.5 hip width apart or 2 hip width apart. That's completely up to you. And we're going to sweep our arms up overhead. And when your hands are overhead, you can interlace them in steeple position, or you can hold on to your elbows or reach your right hand up and draw your left hand towards your hips. Inhale, find length. Exhale, tip over. And you're going to reach your fingertips towards the left ceiling corner. And you'll notice that I'm trying to keep my body within 2 panes of glass as I form this half moon shape in my body. With your next inhale, draw your torso vertical. Take a moment to realign your spine. And then tip your fingertips over to the right. Breathing in and out as you connect to the sensation on both the inside and outside of your body in Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. With your next inhale, draw your torso vertical, realign your spine, and then lower your hands at your sides. Keeping a nice wide stance here, you're going to twist from side to side. Generating that momentum from your spine, you're allowing your arms to go along for the ride. Now remember, in my yoga training, we said we hold energy in our spine, and empty coat sleeves, what we're doing right now, is a great way of releasing that. Sometimes after I do a presentation, I'll do a few rounds of empty coat sleeves to release any of that energy from that. Breathing in and breathing out. Go ahead and allow that energy to slowly leave your body and go ahead and return back to a standing position. But this time, we're going to turn and face the long edge of your mat. Or if you're practicing in sneakers, go ahead and step your feet about 1 leg width apart. Not going too deep too soon just yet. And once you're in your stance, you're going to rotate your toes out, making a nice wide V. And with your inhale, draw your arms to shoulder height. And with your exhale, bend your knees in the direction of your toes, hinging at your elbows, coming into victorious stance. Spine nice and long, take a breath in. And with your exhale, extend out through your limbs. You're creating a 5-pointed star. Inhale, lower down into victorious stance. Exhale, 5-pointed star. Breathing in and out as we warm through our legs and continue to open through our hips. Another breath in, and we're gonna hold here. We'll hold here for 2 rounds of breath, and if that doesn't call to you, just go ahead and come out. With your next exhale, release out, 5-pointed star, lower your hands at your sides, rotate your toes in, and then you can heel toe in just to find enough release. And then go ahead and go inward, checking in with how those two poses landed in your body. With your next inhale, open your legs out to your desired width for some wide leg poses. I like to go a little bit beyond one leg width, but you can find whatever stance works for you. Go ahead and rotate your left toes out to the side, and then you're gonna press your right heel away. And you don't want your legs on a single file, you want them a little bit separated to hold your balance. Inhale your arms shoulder height, and then go ahead and bend through your left knee and check in with your alignment. Your knee is above your ankle or just shy, but you don't want to go past. That places weird strains on your knee. Looking out over your shoulder and out through your middle finger. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, deepen your side warrior. With your next in-breath, lower your right hand and flip your left palm towards you. First, reach your fingertips towards the ceiling and then draw your hand behind, maintaining that bend in your left knee. This is reverse warrior. Breathing in and breathing out. With your next in-breath, rotate your arms shoulder height and release the bend in your left knee. And you're going to draw your arms across an imaginary table, keeping your right hip in. And then you're going to windmill your arms, palms shine forward. You can look up, or you can look down, or you can keep your head neutral. Breathing in and out. And you'll notice that we're creating a couple different triangles in our body right now. Appropriate, because it's called triangle pose. With your next in-breath, draw your torso vertical, lower your hands at your sides, rotate your toes in, and then heel toe into that point of release, and go back into that space of observation. Breathing in and out. Yoga is about listening to your body and connecting movement with breath. Great for a mindfulness workshop. Releasing your hands at your sides, widen your stance to your desired width, and then rotate your right toes to the side and press your left heel away. Inhale your arms, shoulder height, shoulder blades back, and then bend through your right knee. And if you find that you need to adjust your stance, just go ahead and do a yoga scooch with your back leg. Shoulder blades back, heart shines in the direction of your right fingertips. And as you activate through your spine, reach your fingertips away from each other. Inhaling, finding length. Exhale, deepen your side warrior or Parshavirabhadrasana. With your next exhale, lower your left hand and flip your right palm towards you. First, reaching your fingertips towards the ceiling, and then draw it behind. Engaging reverse warrior on this side. Another breath in, out. And with your inhale, rotate your arms shoulder height. Release the bend in your knee. Keep your hip in as you draw your arms across an imaginary table and windmill your arms once more. Finding your desired head position and connecting to the many points in our triangle. We've just formed 3. Breathing in and out. With your next in-breath, rotate your arms shoulder height, release them at your sides, and then draw your toes forward and heel toe into that point of release and observation. Breathing in and breathing out. For our next 2 poses, it can be nice to have blocks handy. And we're going to still maintain a nice wide stance. But if you have blocks or if you have books, go ahead and place them out in front. With your legs about 1 leg width apart, draw your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold through our center line. And when we land, your hands will land out in front and you can walk them out. And that's where those blocks are nice and handy. We're returning to that down dog position, but using blocks or books. You can play with the height of your books and notice the different stretches that show up in your back at the different angles. Sometimes I like to have my blocks nice and high to activate a more mid to upper back stretch, or to activate the entirety of your back. Hands can come to the floor or the lowest setting of your block or books. Breathing in and out, reaching your hips away from your fingertips, spine long, back of your legs are activated. And with your next in-breath, begin to walk your hands in towards your center line, and then open your hands out to your legs. And when you do, release the crown of your head towards the floor, and shake your head yes, and then shake your head no, and then allow the crown of your head to release. With your next in-breath, walk your hands up the front of your body, and you're going to pause when your torso is level to the floor. And again, we're going to activate through our core, reaching our hips away from the crown of our head. Beautiful hamstring stretch here. And then continue to walk your hands up the front of your body, and then go ahead and heel toe all the way in. Bringing that motion to a close, if you do have a scarf or a strap nearby, go ahead and grab it. We're going to use it for a version of dancer pose. So if you are using a prop, that's helpful if you're not able to reach your heel all the way in towards your body. So what we're going to do is we're going to find Tadasana stance, feet parallel, one hip width apart, spine nice and tall. And if you're using that prop, go ahead and hold it like a jump rope. And then we're going to step our left foot forward. And then we're going to shift our weight into our left foot and begin to bend at our right knee. And then you can use your scarf to find whatever angle you'd like to deepen through your quad. And if you need a prop nearby to help with balance, go ahead and grab it. So to deepen the sensation in your quad, you're going to press the top of your foot into your scarf or into your hand, whatever is holding it up. Breathing in and out. Now, if you're feeling good with this and want to play with balance, you can always hinge at your hips coming into a version of dancer, but that's not necessary to really activate through your quads. Breathing in and out as you balance and stretch through your leg. With your next exhale, begin to lower your foot down, and if you're using a prop, allow it to gently lower. And then rock back, so you're coming back into a standing position, and go ahead and shake out your legs, because your left leg just did a little bit of work there. Shoulder blades back, heart shines forward. If you'd like to use that scarf or strap again, step your right foot forward, shifting your weight onto your right foot, and then draw your left knee in and begin to bend. Using your prop to draw your heel in towards your buttocks, and then finding the angle that works for you here. Breathing in and out. When we sit a lot at our desks all day, we shorten our muscles in our quads, so doing something like this is a great stretch. And if you've explored tipping further into a dancer, go ahead and draw your torso vertical, and then begin to lower your foot down. And then make your way back to a standing position, and we're gonna go ahead and shake that out. Breathing in and out as we do that. Coming back to our Tadasana stance, feet parallel, one hip width apart, shoulder blades back and down. Sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. And when we land in our forward fold, open your toes out so you're forming a nice wide V. And then draw your hips down. And as you're doing that, you're coming into a squat position, which is also called malasana. So again, a nice hip opener to release any emotional energy trapped there. Spine long and activated. With your next exhale, lower your hands down and draw your seat towards the mat. And your knees are going to be bent and your heels, about 12 to 18 inches away from your buttocks. Spine nice and tall. Your hands can rest on the back of your thighs, your shins, or you can extend your arms open. It's all up to you as to what kind of core engagement you'd like. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, tip back. Inhale, draw forward. Exhale, tip back. We're going to move through that 2 more rounds. And then next time you find yourself tipped back, hold there. Rooting your feet down into the mat, shining your heart forward and up, finding this version of upward boat. Now, if you're familiar with yoga and you're up for lifting a foot or two, that's up to you, or you can keep your feet nice and rooted. Another breath in, and with your exhale, draw your torso forward, wrap your hands around your legs, giving yourself a hug and a squeeze, and then find your release. From here, we're gonna make our way down onto our backs. Arms can be extended, lowering down 1 vertebrae at a time, or you can draw your elbows back and gently lay yourself down onto your back. Legs extended, feet are flexed. Go ahead and rainbow arch your hands up overhead. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, release. And again, inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, release. Go ahead and interlace your hands underneath of your head. Elbows nice and wide, feet are flexed. And then draw your left elbow towards right knee. Exhale, reverse. Moving through a little bit of a core engagement as we warm through our hips and core even further. Another round on both sides, and then go ahead and lower down onto the mat, arms released at your sides, feet flexed, extended out in front. As if you're standing, your feet are a little bit separated, 1 shoulder width apart. With your next in-breath, draw your right knee in, interlacing your fingers on your shin bone, and then you can hold here. Now this is an amazing hip opener. If you'd like to add in another layer of engagement, you can allow your left leg to float up off of the mat 1 to 2 inches. Breathing in and out. This is called half wind relieving pose. With your next exhale, release your hands from your legs, extend your legs out in front, and wave your feet to release your hips. Bringing that motion to a close, flex your feet once more, spine tall and activated, and then draw your left knee in towards your chest, interlacing your fingers on your shin bone, and then allow your opposite leg to float up off of the mat 1 to 2 inches. Breathing in and breathing out. With your next exhale, release out, extending your legs out in front, arms at your sides, and wave your feet. Bringing that motion to a close, hug your knees in towards your chest and begin to sway from side to side. And eventually, make your way over onto your favorite side. And we're going to pause here for a round of breath. And then you're going to gently press your hands into the floor, raising your torso up. And we're going to make our way back to that extended leg position where we started at the beginning of our gentle yoga practice. So I'm grabbing a folded blanket to sit on the edge of. And I'm also going to grab my blocks because yours truly is not very flexible. So having these props are nice and helpful. Rooting your tail down and lengthening through your spine. Your legs are extended out in front and your feet can be zipped together or they can be 1 shoulder width apart. It's up to you. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, reaching your fingertips towards the ceiling. And with your next exhale, begin to hinge your torso forward. That point at which your back begins to curve, go ahead and lower your hands down to your legs, the floor, or to props. This is where I find having blocks to be really helpful. You're shining your heart in the direction of your heels, and you want to be careful to not hyperextend through your knees. Breathing in and out. This pose in Sanskrit is called Paschimottanasana. I love saying that. With your next in-breath, walk your hands in towards your hips. Your spine's nice and tall. And then we're going to draw the soles of our feet together. Knees open out to the side. Root your sits bones down. Spine nice and tall. And then we're going to hinge forward again. Once you find that point where you can't go any further, you have two options here. You can activate through your spine, keeping it nice and tall, or you can draw your nose down, curling in your back. That's completely up to you. And if you wish to deepen the hip engagement, you can use your forearms or elbows, whatever's up to you. Breathing in and out. This is bound angle pose or Baddha Konasana. With your next in-breath, draw your torso vertical and your knees together. And we're going to extend out through our right leg. And your left knee is going to be bent here. So you have two options for the position of your left foot. It can cross over your right leg, or you can keep it on the inside. I have really tight hips, as you might have seen in Paschimottanasana, so I keep it on the inside. Wrap your right arm around your left knee and then extend your left fingers out in front. Inhale your arm up overhead, reaching your fingertips at the top of your arch, and then lower your hand behind you. You're going to look out over your left shoulder and you're going to flex your extended right foot. Breathing in, lifting through your spine, breathing out, deepening this gentle twist in a way that feels good to you. Final release of that energy trapped in our spine and a spinal twist. With your next in-breath, draw your left hand up, overhead, down in front, and extend out through your left leg. And go ahead and give your legs a little shake. Bringing that motion to a close, bend your right knee and then find your desired foot placement. And then we're going to wrap our left arm around our right knee, extend our right fingers out in front, and then rainbow arch our hand up overhead and behind. As we look out over our right shoulder, you're keeping your chin level to the floor, and remember to flex that extended left foot. Breathing in, finding length in our spine, breathing out, deepening our Ardha Matsyendrasana, or half-seated twist. With your next in-breath, draw your hand back up, overhead, down in front, and extend out through your leg and give them a nice shake. So that's bringing our yoga movements to a close, and we're going to go ahead and move into some closing yoga breath work before Megan takes it over again. So we are going to come into a nice supported seat, and there's a couple of options for that. You can take your blanket and fold it up a couple of times and then sit on the edge of it. That helps to lift your tail and support a nice tall spine. If you have bad knees like me, you might like to be in a seiza position. And so I like to have blocks stacked, and then I sit on those, again, keeping my spine nice and tall. It's really up to you here. But whatever position you take, finding what's most supportive for you, go ahead and wiggle around in your seat. And then bring that motion to a close as you find that point where you're nice and rooted. Drawing your tail down, we're going to lift our spine away from it, creating a lengthening energy up through our spine and shining the crown of our head towards the ceiling. Drawing our shoulder blades back, heart shines forward. Breathing in and breathing out. Connecting to our breath and also reconnecting in with that body scan that Megan brought us through before. And taking a moment to notice how your body feels after your breath work and gentle movements and yoga poses. Breathing in and breathing out. And lowering that breath out of your chest And lowering it into your belly, if that's available to you, or your low ribs. We're going to engage a Dirga breath, or our full yogic breath. Inhale, billowing your belly, lower ribs out. Exhale, draw your ribs, then belly in towards your spine. Breathing in and breathing out. And if you wish to engage that parasympathetic nervous system, as Megan guided us through before, you can make your exhales a little bit longer than your inhales. Breathing in, breathing out. If you want to play with lowering or adding in another yoga breath, you can play with ocean breath or ujjayi breath. To do that, you constrict the back of your throat and you make kind of like an internal Darth Vader noise. Breathing in and out, making your ocean as loud as it needs to be to quiet the mind. Breathing in and breathing out. Another round of those yogic breaths. And with your next exhale, release your intentional breath as we prepare for Megan to take it over.
Thank you very much, Julie. The bodies feel stretched out and relaxed. As you can hear, I'm so relaxed that I'm having a little trouble re-engaging my voice. So that was wonderful. And now we're still in our breath, we're still in our breathing. In your comfortable position, I want you to start to imagine, close your eyes if you need to, that you are seated in a comfortable chair or a comfortable position, and to begin to look around internally. We're going to use our 5 senses to build a location. Today we're going to visit a beach, and I'm going to describe that place using all 5 senses. You can do this with any location you like. You can be an imagined location, one you've never been to, or one that you particularly enjoy, or that feels very relaxing for you. So now we're in this very comfortable seated position. As you look around, you can see to your right and to your left and behind you, there's some seagrasses. You're on a path. The path has some stones, some sand. You're going to stand up from your seated position. You can feel those stones under your bare feet. You can feel the smooth texture, the hardness, the grit of the sand under your feet, under the soles of your feet. You can stretch your arms overhead and look around you as your gaze moves forward. You see that there's a beach down a set of stairs. There's a wooden weathered stairs. It's a short flight of stairs down to a sandy beach. You lift your gaze and you can see there are gentle waves coming in and going out and coming in and going out. You can hear them rolling in and rolling out. Hear that little bit of surf crashing. You can hear the gentle light breeze as it moves through the seagrasses that are on either side of the path. As you breathe in, you can smell and taste that tang of salt in the sea air. Maybe even smell a little bit of the scent of the grasses. Perhaps there are some flowers interspersed. Maybe you can even hear a slight gentle background drone of an insect occasionally. Maybe your beach path has some rose hips planted along it and you can breathe in their fragrance. I want you to start to walk toward the head of that stairwell. We're going to reach out our hand. We can feel the texture of the wood. It's smooth and weathered. We're going to gently have our hand on the railing and start to walk down the steps. You can feel the transition of the texture from those stones and the sand to the feeling of the wood steps under your feet. It's a warm, beautiful day. You can feel the sun on your skin. It's overhead. And as you reach the bottom of the stairs, I want you to let your gaze slowly move up from the sea in front of you, from the beach and the sea to the horizon. You can see the blue of the sky. There are the occasional scattered clouds. Maybe off in the distance, you see someone in a sailboat. You can see the contrast of the sail to the sky and the surface of the sea. See them just gently skimming along. Maybe you see a seagull or another bird drifting and floating on the air currents, contrasted against the deep blue of the sky. You can feel the sun warming the top of your head. And as you breathe in, you're drawing that warmth down through your body. And again, down to the soles of your feet. You're now standing on the beach. You can feel the sand moving gently. Maybe curl your toes into the sand. The surface is warm. You can feel it massaging the soles of your feet. And breathing in that sense, letting go of any sense of time, only of the rhythm of the waves coming in and out, the surf coming in and gently rolling, and then going out. And feel your breath kind of matching that rhythm, and hear the sound of your breath as well. Maybe you take a few more steps down towards the edge of the sea. You're walking along the sand. The sea grasses a little bit up the hill. To your right, the ocean, the sea out to your left. Feel your body moving slowly. The texture of the sand under your feet. The feel of the day around you. You can hear the sound of the waves. Maybe there's a call of a bird in the distance. You hear the sound of the breeze and the seagrasses, a gentle hum of an insect. All of these things in a a slow and gentle rhythm, and your walk is matching that rhythm. You're breathing slow and calm. And maybe now you see a seat, or you want to, where there's a large boulder kind of up towards the hill off to your right. Or maybe you just want to sit or lie down right on the beach and feel the sand, the texture under your fingertips and your toes. Wherever you choose to sit and relax again, start to be aware of how your body is seated. We're going to take a few deep breaths in this position, in this beautiful place. And then we're going to start to reorient to the room that we're in. And I'm going to begin counting, and I'm going to start bringing us back. And continue to breathe in and breathe out as we do this. 1, start to become aware of the feeling of your seated position wherever you are. You're starting to notice the feel of the cushion, no longer the sand. 2, continuing to breathe. We're expanding our awareness. Maybe the sounds of the waves begin to fade and you start to hear the sounds in the room around you. Maybe there's a car that's going by on the street outside. Maybe you can hear someone moving in the next room. Maybe we're just focused in on the sound of our breath. As you breathe in, maybe there's a scent in the air in your room. Maybe you kept the candle burning. Maybe you can hear, smell, taste the sounds of someone who's cooking. Now we're going to take one last breath in. 3, 4, and as I come to 5, I want you to open your eyes and focus on a point on the far side of the room. We spend a lot of time focused on our screens, reading, we're in the short distance. Focusing on a far point in the room lets those muscles around and behind your eyes relax. You'll notice the texture, the colors, the shape of wherever you're focused. All of these 5 senses, the sights, the sounds, and you reach down your hands and feel the texture of your clothing, the feel of the surface underneath you. Maybe there's a scent in the air or a taste in the air as you breathe. These 5 senses help ground us back in the room, back in this moment as we return our awareness. Now more relaxed, feeling calm, feeling present in ourselves, in our bodies, and in our time and space. Thank you for joining us. This has been a wonderful thing to share with you, Julie. It's been a pleasure to have all of you with us. I'm going to share that screen one more time so that you all can see our contact information and the information about the classes that we lead. As you can see, those are our emails. Those are some resources. Julie teaches wellness yoga on Mondays at noon. Those 3 Mondays listed there on your screen, October 19th, November 16th, and December 7th. And I do a weekly deep breathing, relaxation, visualization every Thursday at 4:30. The links are available and engaged in both cases, and you can also email us if you want more direct information. Thank you very much. Hope you have a wonderful evening, day, whenever you're listening to this.
Thank you.